But Islamic eschatology has something very important to introduce now. Something which affects the political process, something which affects the world economy, something which affects the monetary system, something which explains today's strange and mysterious reality in the world today. There are those who are content to simply go to work in the morning, face the morning traffic, and go back home in the evening with your air conditioner turned on in your SUV, and then go home and cook a nice dinner and sit down and watch television until it's time to sleep. And you do it over and over until the weekend comes. And then the weekend is the time for fun and games and so on, and for Saturday night's fever and so on. And this is life. This is life. You worship the dunya, you live for the dunya, you die for the dunya. But there are others who are made of sterner stuff, and their hearts beat with a different tune. These are people who yearn for something higher, something which explains the strange world. I'm not prepared to be just another piece of balsa wood floating on the ocean, and the waves will take me wherever they want to. No, I want a boat which will take me to the port, the destination that my heart longs for. I must understand the world in which we are living today, and I must respond to it appropriately. I want peace and contentment and tranquility in my heart. And I can only get that peace and contentment and tranquility in my heart when I understand the reality of the world in which we live, and I respond to it appropriately. And for these people, we say to you today here in Malaysia, and from the auditorium of Malaysian Airlines, that it is the Quran and it is Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam who explain the reality of the world today as no one else can do it. And as Islamic eschatology explains the world today, it is for you to now determine, what are you waiting for? When will you come to Islam? When will you come to Islam? For Islam is explaining the world today. The pity about it, however, is that the world of Islamic scholarship is not doing that. The scholars of Islam are not doing that. The ulama are not doing that. The shuyukh are not doing that. The maulanas are not doing that. The muftis are not doing that. That is a tragedy that we face today. But the Quran is doing it, and Nabi Muhammad ﷺ is doing it. And it is for you to study Islamic eschatology, so that through your voice, mankind may accept the truth. Nabi Muhammad ﷺ said, because they rejected him, and they said he could not be the Messiah, and they're waiting for the Messiah to come, who when he comes would rule the world. Let me repeat one more time. Ruling the world does not mean ruling every square inch of downtown Manhattan. No. ruling the world means ruling with a power which cannot be challenged, which cannot be rivaled by any individual or combination of powers. That is the ruling state. In this sense of the word, we already have experienced two ruling states. We've experienced Britain as a ruling state. And when Britain ruled the world, Britain proclaimed that this is Pax Britannica. And then a strange thing occurred, and power moved from Britain to the United States of America. And when the United States ruled the world, they did so with something called Pax Americana. Pax means peace. But this is deception. It wasn't peace. It was war and blood and oppression and deception. And so when the Messiah comes, he will rule the world. And they're waiting for him. In order for him to rule the world, he has to do it from the Holy Land. He has to do it from a state of Israel. But the problem is that Muslims are ruling the Holy Land up to 1917. So the Messiah will have to liberate the Holy Land for the Jews. When he does that, of course, Muslims are going to be enslaved in the Holy Land. The Messiah will have to do more than liberate the Holy Land. He would have to bring the Jews back to the Holy Land to reclaim it as their own. Because after they boasted of what they did to Nabi Isa alayhi salam, we've killed him. Allah then expelled them from the Holy Land one more time. But this time He didn't send them to Babylon. This time He says, وَقَطَعْنَاهُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ أُمَمٍ. And we have broken them up into bits and pieces and scattered them all over the world. And so Jews in Argentina, and Jews in Russia, and Jews in Yemen, and Jews in Morocco, and Jews in Egypt, and Jews in Iraq and Iran, Jews in China as well. And we have broken them up into bits and pieces and scattered them all over the world. This is divine punishment. But with a diabolical cunning, they describe it differently. They say this was Allah's way of getting the truth to reach four corners of the world, not accepting that this was punishment. And when excuse me, and when Allah expelled them for the last time, after the alleged crucifixion of Nabi Isa alayhi salam, Allah then said in Surah Al-Isra, وَإِنْ عُدْتُمْ عُدْنَا. If you return to this Holy Land with your wickedness and oppression, your violation of the condition of righteousness, we will return with our punishment. Every time you violated the condition of righteousness, we threw you out of the Holy Land. If you come back one more time, we'll throw you out again. But the Messiah, if he is to fulfill the prophecy of ruling the world, number one, would have to liberate the Holy Land for the Jews. Number two, he'd have to bring them back to the Holy Land to reclaim it as their own. Number three, he'll have to restore the state of Israel. And number 4, he'll have to cause that Israel to become once again the ruling state in the world. Only then can the Messiah stand up in Jerusalem and declare, I am the Messiah. So they're waiting for that Messiah to come. Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam is the most powerful voice in the world to have explained that Allah created a being, a wujud, and programmed that being to impersonate the Messiah. He is known as Al-Masih al-Dajjal, Dajjal, the false Messiah. And when Allah releases him into the world, this is what he'll do. He will liberate the Holy Land for the Jews. He's already done that. He's already done that. He will bring the Jews back to the Holy Land to reclaim it as their own. He's already done that. While we were eating roti canai and drinking teh tarik, he's already done that. He will restore a state of Israel in the Holy Land, an Israel that will be an impostor, but convince them that this is holy Israel. He's already done that. He has already done that. Don't ask me, Sheikh Imran, where is the hadith? Don't ask me, because these are logical deductions. Do not ask me, where is the hadith for what you say? Go find some other teacher to teach you and leave me alone. Because you can't understand. These are logical deductions. And yet they ask, where is the hadith? Ah yes, he's already done that. He's already restored the state of Israel in the Holy Land, an impostor Israel, and convinced them that this is holy Israel. Only one thing now remains. Only one. He has to cause that Israel to rule the world. And it is in the process of bringing that Israel to the position of ruling the world and analyzing how he has done it. Because we are just around the corner now. We will understand today's political reality. We'll understand political history. We'll understand today's world economy. We'll understand economic history. We'll understand Bretton Woods, the monetary system which came out of Bretton Woods. We'll understand the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. We'll understand the introduction of bogus and fraudulent and utterly haram paper currencies, and what is the role which they have played after they took the gold dinar and silver dirham out of the market, and then did something that even Dr. Mahathir was not aware of. The Articles of Agreement of the International Monetary Fund prohibit the use of gold as money. Dr. Mahathir did not know that. Our scholars of Islam don't appear to be even interested in the subject, much less to study it. So when we study what is this strategy being used to bring Israel to that position where it can rule the world. We will understand the reality of today's politics and economics and monetary economics and other things beside, the feminist revolution as well.